Just imagine if one day you found a magical cube. A cube that could transform Wang, a weak and lonely boy who is always mocked by everyone, into the most powerful person in the world. Wang, the boy nobody in school liked, the boy everyone laughed at. But everything changes one day because of a girl. She's the one the entire school is obsessed with, the girl thousands of boys chase after. But now, her heart starts beating only for Wang. His fate, however, takes a sharp turn when another boy, completely obsessed with Yao, can't handle it. His name is Jun. Furious, Jun sends his thugs to teach Wang a lesson. Wang tries to calm things down, saying, "Let's talk it out," but Jun doesn't listen. He video calls Yao, showing her how the boy she likes is being beaten. Terrified, Yao cries and begs him not to hurt Wang, but Jun refuses and says he'll only stop if Wang admits he doesn't like Yao. The thugs keep hitting Wang until his anger explodes. He yells, "Trash like you don't even deserve to look at Yao." And in that moment, Wang headbutts one of the thugs and throws himself into the river. Everyone panics. Jun starts worrying the police might get involved and that Wang might die, so he sends his men to look for him. But Wang is lying still underwater, only Yao's face flashing through his mind. He remembers the first time he saw her in school, when everyone else mocked him, but she saw him as a human being. Suddenly, Wang notices something glowing at the bottom of the river. He swims toward it. It's a small, shining cube. The moment he grabs it, the cube shoots into his body, and instantly he's teleported to another place. Shocked, Wang feels like he's spinning through space and time. When his eyes open, he finds himself in a strange room with transparent glass-like walls floating in the middle of deep space. Scared and confused, he wonders where he is. Then a voice echoes from within him, calling him Master. The voice tells him he was teleported because he touched a special power. Before he can even process what's happening, he's teleported again, this time into the sky right above the river where he jumped. Horrified, he thinks he's going to fall, but he doesn't. Below, he sees Jun and his thugs still searching for him in the river. Then, suddenly, another teleport, this time straight into his classroom. The cube's voice says, "You can't control your power yet, that's why you keep teleporting." Wang's head spins with confusion, but before he can react, the cube warns him, "Jun is coming toward your place." Without wasting a second, Wang teleports straight into his flat, safe from being seen. He takes a hot, calming shower to relax. As soon as he steps out, his phone rings. It's Yao. She's in tears, shaken because she saw him fall into the river. Wang reassures her, I'm fine. I swam across to the other side just to teach Jun a little lesson." Yao urges him to call the police, but Wang insists, "I'm okay now, I feel fine," and suddenly ends the call. He collapses onto his bed, wondering if Yao would ever believe him if he told her what really happened. Probably not. He doesn't want Yao to be in danger, so he decides to keep everything a secret. Just then, the cube speaks again from inside him. "Now that you're calm, we can talk." Confused, Wang looks around, but the voice is inside him. Before he can make sense of it, the cube pulls him in once more. He finds himself back in that strange space room. The cube tells him, "You are now the master of the Hydra Cube." This cube is also known as the Ultimate Universe System. With it, you can become the ultimate warrior, the most powerful fighter of all. Now, Wang doesn't really understand what the cube is saying, but everything feels incredibly fascinating to him. He looks around at the room's walls, which are completely transparent, like glass. Then he asks the cube, "Why did you help me?" Suddenly, Wang begins to float in midair. The cube replies that it is simply fulfilling his deepest wish to become the king of the world. One moment Wang is above the clouds, and the next he's hovering over the roof of his house. He feels like he's about to fall, but the cube helps him land safely. Because he has used too much energy while teleporting, the cube tells him he must wait 1 full minute before he can teleport again. Wang sits down on the ground and asks how he can control his teleportation power so that he can travel exactly where he wants to go. The cube then reveals his second special ability, the power to sense everything around him, like an entirely new kind of perception. Wang's amazed by this new ability, but within seconds he becomes exhausted because using the super sense drains his energy completely. As soon as he exits the Super Sense mode, he suddenly finds himself back in that strange space room. The cube tells him, "Wow, you actually did pretty well for a beginner." Wang feels proud hearing that, but then sharp pain strikes his chest. He clutches his chest and faints. The next morning, he wakes up in his bedroom. The cube is lying right next to him. Shocked, Wang asks, "How did you get out of me?" The cube explains that in emergency situations, it can come out on its own to save the host's energy. Wang finds this pretty cool and decides he wants to learn more about the cube. He searches the internet for Hydra Cube Ultimate Universe System, but finds nothing. Even the cube won't explain further. Disappointed, Wang is suddenly cheered up when he gets a message from Yao inviting him to lunch. But at that moment, memories of John and his thugs come rushing back, and he swears he won't let them bother him again. Wang asks the cube if there's a way he can become stronger and avoid passing out after using his powers. The cube explains that he can increase his power level by absorbing energy from minerals and gemstones, and doing so will unlock new features of the system. Wang gets excited. This sounded amazing, but he has no money. He was broke, as always. He asks the cube, "Do normal street stones work?" The cube answers yes, but they only give a tiny bit of energy. If he wants to grow quickly, he'll need real gemstones. The cube scans his room and tells him there's a crystal in the showcase and some energy in his mom's synthetic diamond ring, but Wang refuses, saying his parents love those items too much. The cube then admits, actually, those don't have any real energy anyway, but in the garden, there's a genuine gemstone that will help. Wang immediately gets ready and teleports outside. Again, he asks the cube why it's helping him. The cube answers that it's fulfilling his wish. Wang insists he has no such ambition. All he wants is to keep Yao safe, nothing else. The cube warns him, the world isn't that simple. If you want to protect Yao, you must become unbeatable. Wang snaps, "Cut the nonsense and just tell me the location of the gemstones." The cube retorts, "Why don't you use your super sense? You have these powers for a reason, not just for talking." Wang quickly activates his super sense and soon locates a large glowing gem near a tree. He digs it out from the ground. The cube instructs him to return to the space room, its true home, and place the gem into the wall. Without hesitation, Wang teleports back to the space room and fits the gem into the wall. As soon as it locks in place, the wall radiates a surge of energy. Wang feels the power flooding into his body. The cube explains, "See, because you used a low-level gemstone, your strength has increased by only 2 points and your endurance by 1 point. But if you use more powerful gemstones, you'll grow even stronger." The next morning, Wang wakes up feeling slightly drained. The excitement of yesterday and the energy boost had taken a toll. As his eyes open, he suddenly realizes he's late for class. That's why Wang quickly gets ready and runs to college. In class, he notices Yao is very upset with him. Yesterday, he suddenly cut the phone on her. Wang's friends tease him, saying, "Bro, why don't you two just get a room already? You can play your little love games there." Suddenly, Yoon and his gang storm into the classroom. Yao gets scared, but Wang tries to calm him, whispering, "Don't worry, I'll handle this." For Wang, though, handling it means hiding behind his books so Yoon doesn't notice him. Still, he secretly asks the cube, "If things go bad, can I fight them?" The cube chuckles. "Of course, why not? Yoon and his goons have a power level of just 5. Yours is 22. Kapow, 22. Meanwhile, Yoon starts looking for Wang. When Wang doesn't respond, Yao bravely stands up and says, "Leave him alone. This isn't your problem, got it?" Yoon pretends to act innocent and replies, "Don't defend a loser, babe." Furious, Yao snaps, "Don't you dare say my boyfriend's name with your filthy mouth, got it?" Hearing this, Wang suddenly stands up and says, "Yoon is right. I need to stand up for myself," and he faces Yoon. "Get out of here." Yoon grabs Wang by the collar and tries to start a fight, but Wang easily stops his hand with a tight grip and warns, "If you back off now, nothing will happen. Understand?" Yoon is shocked by Wang's strength. Just then, the professor storms in yelling, "What's going on here? Sit down, all of you." As Yoon leaves, he glares at Wang and mutters, "If you don't want Yao dragged into this, meet me at the basketball court this evening. Got it?" Wang takes it as a challenge and shows up on time, but when he arrives, he's shocked. Yoon has brought even more guys with him. The cube scans the entire court and reports, "Your chances of winning are only 20%. Wang mutters, "Only 20? Man, I thought it'd be higher. You're gonna get me killed." Yoon smirks and says, "If you apologize and stay away from Yao, I'll forgive you." Wang laughs and replies, "Typical gangster move, bringing a whole squad just to take down one guy." Angered, Yoon's pride forces him to act. His best thug, a bald guy, steps forward and says he'll fight Wang one-on-one. Wang asks the cube about his stats, and it reveals his power level is just 10. Wang grins, easy enough, but still stays cautious. The bald thug grabs a basketball and hurls it at Wang with full force, immediately following up with a barrage of punches. Wang dodges several strikes, and after a while the thug starts tiring, though he keeps attacking non-stop because his friends are cheering for him. Finally, Wang seizes his leg and smashes him with a solid punch to the jaw, sending him crashing down. He tosses him aside and stares straight at Yoon. Yoon and his gang are stunned. Their best fighter has just been defeated. Wang calls out, "Your turn now, Yoon." But Yoon only laughs. Wang realizes Yoon is no fool. He won't fight alone. He'll send everyone at once. The system then alerts him, by defeating Baldy, your odds of winning have increased to 30%. As Yoon's thugs rush at him from all sides, Wang realizes the only way out is to fight with everything he's got. They swarm him with attacks, and though he dodges and strikes back, one guy sneaks up behind him. Thanks to the cube's warning, Wang avoids the first strike, but another thug kicks him hard in the back, making him lose balance. Rage explodes inside Wang. He charges at the sneaky attacker and unleashes a powerful future generation strike that blasts the thug into the air. Yoon realizes this boy isn't going down easily. He shouts, "What are you waiting for? Attack!" This time, Wang uses his body skills to create space and then begins targeting them one by one. But because he's still a rookie in fighting, he eventually takes a heavy punch and the gangsters pile on, beating him from every direction. Still, Wang keeps standing, absorbing their blows. Wang now fights like a boss, dropping each thug with a single punch. He grabs one guy by the leg, spins him around, and finally hurls him straight at Jun, smashing Jun's nose. Blood gushes everywhere, like something out of a horror scene. By the time Jun recovers, Wang has already taken out all of his men. Terrified, Jun nearly wets himself. But Wang is still in control, walking steadily toward him as the system warns him to stop. Still, Wang keeps moving closer, ready to finish Jun off. Jun panics, screaming, "Please, let me go!" Suddenly, the lights flip on and another gang enters, clapping sarcastically and mocking Jun's crew. "All of you against one guy and you still lost? Hilarious." Their leader, Hwan, smirks at Jun. "I came here just to laugh at you. You're not even fit to run a gang." Jun, humiliated, shouts back, "What are you doing here, Hwan?" But Hwan only mocks him harder. Wang steps in, telling Hwan coldly, "Get out of here, I still have business with Jun." But the moment the words leave his mouth, Wang realizes his mistake. Hwan takes offense. Enraged, Hwan orders his men to attack Wang. The cube immediately warns, "You have no chance of winning this fight. Escape is your only option." Thinking fast, Wang teleports into the shadows, then instantly appears by the electrical switchboard, cutting the lights. The gangsters freeze in confusion. Using the darkness, Wang teleports behind Han and slams him to the ground before he even realizes what's happening. The rest of the gang hasn't even adjusted to the darkness when Wang charges into them. One of them tries to switch the lights back on, but it's already too late. Wang has finished Huang. Jun's fear grows even worse. Wang is about to reach him when suddenly college teachers and the authorities arrive. They had never given permission for the basketball court to be used, and they storm in to break things up. Yao is with them, worried sick because she was sure Wang was inside getting beaten. Wang notices Jun trying to slip away, so he teleports right in front of him. Terrified, Jun falls to the ground, banging his head and begging, "Please forgive me, I'm sorry for messing with you, please forgive me." Wang realizes Jun had already learned his lesson. But Jun had one final trick. When the college staff broke through the locked court doors, they found Jun pretending he was the one being attacked. He took all the blame himself, saying he had fought with Huang's gang and that Wang was just an unlucky bystander caught in the mess. After all this, Wang finally understood his powers had limits. He needed to grow stronger. That's why he set off to find more gemstones. But they weren't easy to locate. Hoping to have better luck, he ventured into the mountains near his home, where he saw that some gems were hidden deep inside massive rocks in the middle of a lake, while others lay buried 15 meters underground. After searching for a long time without results, he almost gave up. That's when the cube reappeared, telling him there was a hollow area beneath the ground where a strong gemstone was hidden. Wang tried to sense it and teleport there, but the distance was too great, so he began searching for an entrance. Before long, he found a passage and teleported inside, but the cavern was empty. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew past him, and he realized there must be another cave connected to this one. Following the draft, he teleported again and found himself in a new cavern filled with a cluster of natural gemstones. Overjoyed, he began planning how to bring tools to mine them, but he didn't notice the giant snake slithering silently behind him, jaws opening wide to swallow him whole. At the very last moment, Wang teleported away and saved himself. Confused, the snake started chasing him. Wang teleported straight back to the gemstones and resumed his work. While collecting them, he accidentally dropped one into the water. Determined not to lose it, he activated his super sense to track it down. The moment he activated his super sense, he realized the snake was right behind him. Shock froze him for an instant, and he stumbled backward. The serpent struck, knocking him over the edge. It lunged again, jaws wide, ready to devour him. Desperate, Wang swung his shovel, fighting with everything he had. But the snake coiled around him, crushing him in its grip. Panicked, Wang tried to teleport, but the cube warned, "If you teleport now, the snake will teleport with you." Grinding his teeth, Wang rammed the shovel into the snake's body, forcing it to loosen just enough for him to freeze himself and instantly teleport into the cube's space room. Breathing heavily, Wang ordered, "Absorb all the gemstones, right now." The cube replied, "They can now be synthesized, just like in mobile games. Combine 3 small gems into a stronger gemstone." "Do it," Wang demanded. "Synthesis will take 5 days." Frustrated, Wang cursed under his breath. The cube suggested instead, "Leave most for synthesis. Absorb 2 directly. That will strengthen you immediately." Wang agreed. The moment he absorbed the 2 gems, his body surged with power. When he returned to the cave, his speed had doubled. This time, the snake didn't stand a chance. Wang crushed it with just a few devastating strikes. A flicker of disappointment crossed his face at how easy the kill was, but he quickly shook it off. He searched the riverbed for the gemstone he had dropped earlier and finally found it. It looked just like the others, but somehow more beautiful, almost glowing. Smiling, he thought, "This one I'll save for something special." Meanwhile, Jun and Huang were drowning their humiliation in alcohol. Both wanted revenge but knew they couldn't take Wang alone. Huang sneered, "We'll ask for help from Lao." Jun's face went pale at the name. "Lao? Are you insane?" "Relax," Huang grinned. "He was forced out of the country once because of someone powerful tied to Yao. If we play this right, Lao will finish Huang for good." Elsewhere, Wang and Yao finally went on their first real date as a couple. Sitting across from her in a cozy cafe, Wang promised, "I'll protect you, always." Yao smiled, "I trust you." The cube's voice cut in, "She's lying." Wang said nothing. He was hiding secrets of his own. They played a guessing game with candy. Yao lost and handed over her sweets, pouting. Then she asked, "Are you hiding something from me?" Caught off guard, Wang quickly handed her the beautiful gemstone from the river. The mood shifted, and she laughed, holding it close. The next morning, Wang waited for Yao outside her apartment for college, but her phone was unreachable. As he walked, he overheard people whispering about an accident at her complex. His heart froze. He sprinted there. Crowds gathered. The police had sealed the area. Among the chaos, he saw Yao's mother crying. "When I came home, the whole place was wrecked. Yao is gone. And this," she pointed upward. Hanging from the ceiling was a blood-stained doll, swinging like a warning. Wang's body cold. Then he noticed Jun trying to sneak out of the crowd. Fury ignited in him. He grabbed Jun, slammed his elbow into a wall so hard the concrete cracked, and growled, "What do you know?" Shaking, Jun spilled everything. Meanwhile, Yao was trapped in a secret hideout. Lao stood at the center, practicing golf swings, using Huang's battered face as the tee. Blood dripped as Lao chuckled, then turned to Yao. "So, you've seen what happens when I get angry. Now cooperate." He shoved a photo in front of her. "What's your connection to this man?" Yao trembled. "I don't know him. Please, let me go." Lao's eyes narrowed. He was sure she was lying. This man, Jin, had once challenged Lao himself. He raised his club, ready to strike her down, but his butler stepped in. "Wait, sir. Perhaps he truly doesn't know Jin, but Jin definitely knows about her. And if he cared, he'd already be here to save her." Think, sir. What if our fighters can't defeat him? If you kill her, his grief and rage will make him unstoppable. We'll lose everything. Lao clenched his fists, then lowered the club. Fine. Keep her alive. The butler gagged Yao and whispered coldly, "You're lucky. For now." "Stay calm," the butler whispered coldly to Yao. "Next time I won't stop Lao, and if that happens, no one will survive. Understand?" Meanwhile, Jin was telling Wang the truth about Lao's past. Lao had been born into one of the most powerful families in the region, the kind no one dared to cross. But one day, he faced Jin. In front of everyone, Jin sliced off 2 of Lao's fingers and humiliated him. At first, Lao's clan wanted revenge, but when Jin disappeared, they let it go. Lao never did. From that day on, he swore to destroy Jin. Wang listened wide-eyed as Jin added, "I once stopped Yao's kidnapping back in her school days. That's when Huang twisted the story and fed Lao lies, pushing him to come after you instead. But understand this. I left when the time was right because I didn't want Yao hurt. And don't worry about Huang. He's already been punished." Wang clenched his fists. "Whatever the truth is, I made Yao a promise. I'll save her, even if it kills me." He told Jin, "Call the police, handle the legal side, I'll handle the rescue." Wang reached the building where Yao was being held. His magic gemstone pulsed, guiding him toward her. Inside, Lao asks his butler, "Do you really think we can't beat Jin?" The butler answered cautiously, "We might win, but not without casualties." One of Lao's martial arts masters laughed. "I don't care about your feud. I came here to kill Jin for my own reasons." Lao smirked. "Good. I need warriors like you, fighters who will bleed for revenge." Down below, Wang pushed through a dark corridor. The cube warned, "Danger ahead. Multiple hostiles."
Subscribe and comment 2000 for the next part.